Hi, this is Koren, and can I just say I'm really happy to be here doing a video at all. The last couple days have been quite a life changer for me. We were having a wonderful weekend at Disney, or a pretty wonderful weekend. I wasn't feeling the best, but ended up having to come home early, and just about 24 hours ago, right now, I was on my way home from the hospital after having a procedure for a blocked artery in my heart. And that's how this video begins. I was actually going to do a video on going to Epcot and things to do at Epcot, which my husband and I did this past weekend, but it doesn't seem sort of trivial compared to, I think, a message I can get across to everyone as to what happened to me this week. I like to think I'm the poster child for how to take care of yourself at 60 years old. I mean, I've certainly talked about it on this video, how I take care of my skin in the sun, how I eat right, how I exercise routinely, and I do a cross-training kind of workouts. And how I've never smoked. I don't know if I ever mentioned that in here, but I have never smoked. You know, I take care of myself as far as my cholesterol being in check, my blood pressure being in check, and you know, do all the things to prevent heart disease. Unfortunately, I have this thing called family history and family genes that are predisposed to heart disease. So that's what kind of got me this week. But it didn't just start this week, and that's why I want to share the story of where I got into the cath lab yesterday and had to have a procedure done on myself. About 2 months ago, while I was working out, and I work out about 5-6 days a week, I started to feel some tightness right here and heaviness in my chest, and I thought, oh, I'm probably just, you know, these workouts are probably getting to be a little much, you know, for me, and, you know, I'm getting older, and that's all I thought. I didn't think anything of it, and 5-10 minutes it passed, and after the workout, there was no lasting effect, so I didn't give it a second thought, didn't tell anyone about it, just didn't take it seriously. And then when my husband and I were on a road trip about a month ago, we were on a hike in the mountains, and on the way back up the mountain, I had to stop because I got that feeling again. Now, I had not said anything to Rob about it before, and I didn't mention that that was the specific reason we were stopping. I just told him I just need to stop for a minute and take a drink of water here. And so then we finished up the hill, and once we got in the car, the feeling passed, and I never gave it a second thought. Well, fast forward to this past weekend, Friday morning, got up, didn't work out that morning. I was just took a shower, getting ready to, we were getting ready to go over to Disney World that day. And while I was getting ready, I got that feeling again, that burning, it's like a weight here, just like a pressure, and just a very uncomfortable, achy feeling, and it goes around. But this time, I hadn't been doing anything, like I hadn't been exerting myself. And that should have been a little clue to me to say, this is not good, because this was associated with like pushing myself before, and now I'm doing nothing but just my normal getting ready in the morning routine, and I'm having this. So anyway, to back up a little bit, I hadn't completely ignored it and not said anything to anyone. I actually had seen 2 physicians during that time between when I had my first episode and this past weekend. And one was a spine specialist. I have a herniated disc in my neck, which is really stable, but I see him every 6 months just to kind of check in. So I mentioned these symptoms to him, and he said, no, it's not your neck. That doesn't sound like your neck. And so that was that. And then I did check with another doctor, a gastroenterologist, GI doctor, that I was seeing for another issue, which turned out to be that I was taking too much of a supplement that was kind of causing me some problems. So it was like a non-issue. But I mentioned to him, could it be my esophagus, or is it some sort of like GERD, or, you know, some sort of GI thing? And he said no, because it's not associated with eating or anything. So, and neither of them mentioned angina, the big word angina, to me. So anyway, after the GI doctor ruled out anything GI related, I just kind of forgot about it. So fast forward to this past weekend. Okay, up till now, the only time I've been having that discomfort is when I was working out. Well, now I woke up on Friday and just in getting ready to go to Disney, just on my normal routine, shower, you know, drying my hair, all that stuff, brushing my teeth, I was getting that tightness and that discomfort here in my chest that went all the way around to my back. Even felt a little queasy, but did I go and tell my husband, gee, maybe we better not go, I'm not feeling good? No, I thought, you know what, it'll pass, I'm fine. I'm going to go to Disney. I've been looking forward to this, and we're going. So anyway, Friday came. We got to Disney. We're walking into the park at Epcot, and that it started again. And now I had to tell my husband, we got to slow up. Miss Truck Along Koren that I'm usually very capable of, and walking as fast as we can all around into the parks, all around the parks. I couldn't do it. So we slowed down, and I think he was a little confused what was going on, because that's the first he'd heard I had a problem. And of course, at that point, I didn't tell him. It's been going on for a while. But all weekend, and what started to concern me was when I was waking up in the morning and having that feeling already without doing anything. And the smart Koren that was really thinking and not thinking I was above having heart disease or any issues like that would have said, you know, originally I had stable angina because it was occurring when I was exerting myself, but now it's gotten unstable, and that's not good. But no, I'm thinking I came here to the Food and Wine Festival to see Night Ranger and enjoy myself at Disney, and I'm going to do it. Although I got to tell you, they're not feeling well all on and off all weekend. Definitely put a damper on things. But it was always in the morning, and by lunchtime, early afternoon, I felt great. And then in the morning, it would start again. Well, finally Sunday, I just really said to Rob, I do not feel well, and I think we're probably going to have to go home early. Finally, it hit me that, you know, something serious was wrong here. I actually Googled the symptoms for angina, and I was like the classic example of symptoms, including the impending, the thoughts of impending doom, which I always never understood when I read it, but now I do, because I just was feeling like just doom and helplessness, and this is awful, and it was weird. I can't even explain it, and I hope you never have to experience it. So anyway, Monday morning, I called a cardiologist. I had a cardiologist picked out, hoped I could get in with him, hope I didn't have to pull strings. And as it turned out, he actually had an opening at 1 o'clock on Tuesday afternoon. I'm pretty sure he had a cancellation because he's always booked. So I think it was fate. I was meant to get in with him. So we came home Tuesday morning. Thank God nothing had gotten any worse. I was very lucky, as I found out later. We went to the appointment. I had an EKG done. I was not really having any discomfort at that time, a little bit, but everything's relative, and it was nothing compared to how badly I've been feeling. But you could see the concern in his face because, yeah, I was pretty much describing classic angina. So he said to me, you know, we're going to schedule you tomorrow for a stress test and an echo. And then he went to go look at my EKG, and I think he expected it to be normal, and I think he was really shocked when it wasn't, but not as shocked as me. When he told me, you know, I spoke too soon. I thought your EKG would be normal, and it's not. What it showed was that I had a disease or a blockage in my LAD, which is your left anterior descending artery of the heart. It's a really important one. It's one they call the widowmaker, or I guess in our case, have been the widower maker, which if it blocks completely and you have a, you know, heart attack, you're pretty much a goner. So I was a very lucky girl that I finally got smart enough to call a cardiologist and admit that I was having problems. So instead of the echo and the stress test, which he said, we don't need those now, we're doing a cardiac catheterization first thing in the morning, which he did yesterday morning at 7:30. He was hoping to go through my wrist, which would have made it much easier a recovery, but due to just anatomical reasons, they could not go through my wrist, so they had to go through my groin, which just made a little longer recovery, where I had to lay for 6 hours straight after the procedure so that my catheter site could heal and I didn't get a hematoma or bleed any more than necessary. So Anyway, what he found was I had a 99% blockage, and I still can't believe that when I say it, a 99% blockage in my LAD. I think everyone who knows anything about this is probably amazed that I'm even here to talk about that. But I believe in my heart the fact I am in good shape and good condition is what saved me, because I have no business being here right now talking to you. Either I would have had a heart attack and be in the hospital, or I might not even be here at all. And but I am. So I guess I'm not done here. All I can say is, if you get these kind of symptoms and you think you're too big or too in shape or just above having heart disease, you're not, because I'm here to tell you, I thought I was, and now thank God all my other arteries were clear. I have a stent now in the one that was 99% blocked, and I didn't make my husband a widower, thank God. But anyway, please take care of yourself. Listen to symptoms. Don't think you're above it. I don't know what else to tell you. I feel foolish for letting this go as long as it did, but thank God I'm here to talk about it. And one last fun story, because there was a couple funny things yesterday. First of all, when I was on the table getting prepped for the procedure, one of the nurses recognized me, because I used to call in the hospital, and have you been here before? And I said, well, not in this side of the room, on the other side of the room where you watch the procedure, but I never have actually been here. And he also he was laughing, he was confirming my birthday, because he couldn't believe I was 60. So that felt good, since my heart felt really old right there. At least I didn't look 60. And then in recovery, one of the nurses, here I am just feeling, not the greatest. I mean, I'm feeling good, because but I'm laying there, can't do anything. No makeup, just had a major procedure. And she asked me what my secret to my skin was. My skin looked great. And I cracked up and I said, tune into my YouTube channel, which, by the way, she made me write down my YouTube channel, the Sinage products I use, or at least the Sinage name. And she said, I want to do what you do, because if you look this good in this situation, you must look great when you're actually, in a much better situation. So anyway, as always, thanks for watching. I'm wearing red in honor of Go Red for, I think it's, what's it called? Go Red for women and heart disease, because it is a #1 killer of women, but it didn't get me this time. So thanks, and look forward to seeing you next week.